everybody. Welcome back to the Anchored SA podcast. As you can see, today we are in a different location. We decided to just get out of the studio.
We're on holiday.
We're on holiday, basically. You can't tell you where you are.
We're on an island somewhere.
Yeah. Can't go too much into specifics about that, but hashtag secret location. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys had a great week. We're having a great week. We're breathing. The air is so different here.
Yeah, I'm having a cup of coffee.
And I'm having my smoothie. And yeah, so...
What are you drinking, actually? Let us know what you're drinking, Hoodie.
I don't even know what this is, but it's delicious. It has nuts and caramel. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So... in the previous episode, we were talking about how our relationship with God changed most of our interactions and our relationships with other people. So in this episode, we decided, you know what, let's continue on that. But since in the previous episode, we ended up talking about how, when do we know that this relationship is in a divine appointment?
Divine appointment.
Divine appointments, like, when we know that this is the time to be a part of this, maybe this is the time to walk away. Whether maybe if it is romantic relationships and our friendships and maybe even for some people with a church that they go to, a job that they work at.
Yeah.
So I want to know, in your experience.
Maybe before we start, what are divine appointments?
Yeah. I'd like for you to explain that one.
I think in my definition, I think divine appointments are just places God sends you to. God is like, go there, go to that friendship, go talk to that person, go to that church. It's just basically that.
Basically,
it's very simple.
Yeah, through the leading of the Holy Spirit and hearing and obeying. Yeah. I've been learning a lot about that. So I just want to know, for you, do you have relationships in your life that you know that at this moment these are divine appointments? And
yes, I do. I actually do. There's an interesting story with the divine appointment in my life right now.
Okay.
I consider them a friend now, but like they've been struggling with something very specific, and like I've just been going on this journey with them, and then they just became very distant. And like at first I was hurt, I was hurt that wow, bro, like why are you becoming distant? And it took a while to then realize that this person was actually struggling, and that's why they were so distant. And I think God really rebuked me, because I was feeling like, actually no, you know what, to hell with this person.
And you did mention that in the previous episode that he's not very patient, that you're not very patient.
Did I say I'm not patient?
Yes, that's how you worded it.
That's true, I'm not patient.
How have you been disciplined in that area of your life?
I think there's grace, honestly. I think there's grace to deal with those people, because God wouldn't put me there for a reason, I'm at a point in my life where I don't feel anymore like, things just happen to happen. I'm very intentional with
no such thing as coincidence.
Exactly, especially with the people in my life. I think a lot of the people who I led into my life or who I engage with lately are people who God has told me, go speak to this person, go get close to this person. It's no longer just because, I no longer connect with people because of convenience.
Okay.
Like, we're in the same class, or, we share a podcast together, or like I follow you on Instagram, so let's be friends, It's more about, God letting me, why are you laughing?
No, I'm laughing because I'm comparing your life with mine, and wow. But keep going.
Is it different?
It's super different.
Yeah.
Because I think I realized I hold on to friendships. And I realized that I'm very, I can be extremely patient with people. There are people in my life who've been there, and I see that, no, man, we've really served the purpose of this relationship. But I don't understand why this person is still in my life, and we are, I don't see how we are helping each other grow. And I remember I was talking to a friend of mine about this yesterday, and I was telling her that she was, and I feel like I always tell people, I offer people advice, and it's really hypocritical because I don't do those stuff. I tell them, I'm like, yes,
You're good
girl.
at giving advice but not taking
exactly. Because I was just really telling her, because she was telling me that, you know what, I deleted so-and-so's number from high school. I'm like, yeah, I feel like sometimes we hold on to relationships even though we realize they're no longer serving us. We're just used to having those people around. It's convenient, if I can put it that way.
Convenient relationships.
Convenient, and I think that's it with me now. I'm never really like, but then okay, what role? Okay, yes, I do evaluate certain friendships, and I start to realize I'm like, I don't see how I'm growing from this person, and I don't see how, you know, like, yes, I know maybe they struggle in certain areas and I have to pray for them, but sometimes I realize that no, this has to be done from afar because it's also damaging me. But I can't easily let them go. That's the thing for me. So now I'm hearing you talk, and I actually have a question that, is it every relationship that have to be like everyone is for a reason, a season, or a lifetime?
I'm there right now. I'm literally there right now. Where either you're there for a reason or you don't need to be there. You know, I've had friendships for so long that were just based on convenience, and I realized that actually, like, these people, either one, we clash and like we end up fighting, or two, you influence me in the wrong way. And I have to admit that I'm easily influenced, you know, by people around me. I won't lie. If I'm being honest with you,
this was shocking.
Well, yeah.
I never knew. I wish I knew. I could have used that, but it's fine.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but I think it's just those two reasons. And so, like, in the past year or two, with growing with God, I've realized that I don't need people who just happen to be there. People who are like, if I would ask you, why are you here? Why are you here in my life? You have no explanation, you know. And it's not even that you add value to me. Some people are just there so that I can add value to them, and I understand that, you know. And I think it's also very helpful when people decide to leave, because then I'm like, oh, okay, then it means our season is over. You know? Things change, you know? People grow apart, and it's very then easy to let people go, even if, you know, you end up leaving because we had a disagreement or we had a fight. Obviously, I'll try to fix things with you, but I'll understand that, you know, you need to leave. Even if we do fix things, I don't think that, you know, you need to feel forced to stay in someone's life, because of, and I think that's the thing with convenient relationships, is that you try to hold on to a relationship for so long, like friendships especially. I'm not talking about, you know, boyfriends and girlfriends. That's something else. But I'm talking about friendships, convenient friendships. You hold on to something that should have been dead ages ago because you don't even know why that person is in your life anymore.
And I think that's me.
Yeah, I don't think that's healthy, you know. It's like you're basically a hoarder.
I was about to, like, as you're speaking now, I'm like, I think I'm a hoarder of friendships and relationships. Like, there's certain people, a lot of names are actually coming up to my head right now, and I was thinking, like, sometime, you know, New Year, new me. I remember I delete numbers in the beginning of every New Year. So, and recently, well, for some people, life happened because I had to do stuff with my phone. So, yeah. And then I'm now thinking of a couple of people, and I don't know why I'm still holding on to those friendships or relationships, because we don't even talk that much. It's people who we had a fallout or stuff happened and we realized that no, maybe we shouldn't be
as close.
And then we just like did it like that. And then why am I holding on to those people? Is it for convenience? Is it because I feel bad?
It's because you don't know.
And that's the thing. Now it's like, I don't know, will I ever need them again? But then I haven't needed you in 2 years.
Exactly. You know, my parents are hoarders.
Yeah, and
but not relationship hoarders. And I keep asking them, why do you still have this in the house?
And sorry to interrupt you, it's the same thing with my dad. As I'm speaking to you now, I'm really thinking of how I was telling my dad stuff like, no, man, you haven't used this stuff in 5 years.
Exactly.
Why do you think you're still gonna need them? And then it's like, now to me, I'm like, you haven't spoken to those people in 2 years.
In 2 years. Why do you still need them?
Why do I still have them in my life? Is it? And I realized for some people, they actually like use me as an emotional crutch. Like they know I'm very like, I have a lot of empathy, and I can't just You know,
I wish I had more of that.
Yeah, I think you do need to have more
I
of that.
need to have more of that.
And I will realize that for some people, it'll be like, they know I'm very empathetic and they can come at me and I'd be having a horrible day and I'll stop what I'm doing just to talk to you, even though I know very well that this is very taxing on me too. And then, you know, they can take advantage of that. But it's something, I pray friendships away. I don't want to lie. Because like I mentioned, I'm horrible with confrontation. So when I see or know something is off, I'm like, God, just please make them
disappear.
Make them
just
disappear.
magically leave.
You know,
which will never happen.
Yeah, but it does sometimes.
Okay.
Like there's situations that start to happen, then you know we somehow grow apart, and I'm like, I see you. You're doing the work. Thank you.
When he shows up, he shows off.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm grateful for that. But for some people, I realized that I have to be like, okay, I don't think we're still learning much from each other. And it's not that I'm cutting you off, but if you see me, I slowly distance myself, though. That's what I do mostly. I've never really confronted anyone. Let me not lie. I was about to lie. And I just distance myself. And that's how I've done it. And with my divine appointments, how do I... Yeah, let me ask this question. How do you know that this specific thing is a divine appointment? Does God tell you, or how do you see that, no, this person is pouring more into my life and I need them in this maybe very specific season or area of my life?
I think it's easy for me to pick up on someone is there to add value to my life because there have been so many people who didn't. There are people who've been in my life and they're just buffers, just to pass time. And I've become very, 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 that's the sixth very. I've become very aware of what purpose people serve in my life. It's not very complicated for me. I just know because, you know, I talk to people a lot. I'm a talker, you know. I'll call someone, let's hang out, let's go chill. Or even just over the phone and we just talk. And the moment I start to hear what your perspective on certain things are, I already know that, oh, okay, this person God has sent into my life for this. You know? Sometimes it's very difficult to figure out why is this person in my life. But I think I'm also very patient not to then just cut people off.
Yeah, and do we have to constantly ask ourselves?
Yes, I think so.
What is this person doing in our lives?
I think so. I think it's good to constantly ask, what value is this person adding to my life? What value am I adding to their life?
When it comes to relationships, it shouldn't be just vibes, you know?
I don't think so, guys. I don't think people should have that amount of access to you, you know? And I think with friendships, it's very different. It's not like a listener of the podcast, you know?
Okay.
Like, if you want to be friends, hit me up. But I'm saying that, like, people who watch the podcast, you know, you might be watching for a specific reason. You know, you might have liked an episode.
Listening.
Yeah, or listening, you know. It was for a very specific purpose. But you don't necessarily add value to my life because I'm not connected to you in any way. I don't even know who's behind the camera or who's behind the phone listening right now.
But thank you.
Thank you, yes. Whereas with friendships, I know who, you know, I'm talking to. I know who I'm connecting with. And it's very then easy to then ask, oh, okay, this person is here. Why are they here? What are you doing? And sometimes you even need to ask people, why are you in my life? I had a friendship like that where I was friends with this person for like over a year or two, but it's just been very foggy.
Okay.
And I asked them in Jan, why are we still in each other's life? What value do I add to your life? What value do you add to mine? And they couldn't explain it.
Wow.
And we had to end that friendship. I mean, it's very heartless because but I think it's very necessary, especially for me, because I'm no longer at a place where I'm just vibing. I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere with God. I'm going somewhere with my life, and I need people who either add value to my life or I'll add value to, you know. And I think even with people who God brings into their life, who God brings me into their life, God tells me that I want you to in this person's life for this. You know, I'm very observant, and so I know when someone is liking something. Instantly, let's have one or two conversations, and I already know. Oh, okay.
Like me.
Exactly, you know. And so I think it's made me very intentional. But it's also
yes.
Yes.
The importance of living a life intentionally, even in relationships, is super important. Because I think we tend to ignore that, and it is actually something I had written down of my goals this year. You should check out our episodes. We spoke about that in the first episode of the season, where I was in, like, for my relationships part, I wrote to be more intentional with my friendships, whether it's to call them. I mean, I hate calls, but then, like, I've decided, okay, I'll compromise where it needs to be compromised. Okay, am I gonna listen to the Holy Spirit if they tell me you need to go visit so and so?
Yeah.
You need to say this to so and so. And it's something I'm learning, because I know for most of my friends, like, at least maybe, let's just say 55, 60, they're not necessarily saved. It's only a few of my friends who will, like, if I talk about something, they'll be like, friend, I'm praying for you. Did you talk to God about this? Did you do so and so? And I realize for me, in some relationships, I'm the reverse of that.
Yeah.
That you're not, I'll be praying for you. Did you talk to God about this very thing?
I think maybe then let's quickly, before we go to the end, let's talk about friends who are saved. My one question is, and I've realized it in my life, that with growing in my relationship with God, I have so much love to give lately. Like, I have so much love to give, and I just want to give it to everyone, you know. And I think that's the one thing I've learned in being out of a relationship, is that I realized in that relationship that I had so much love to give. I didn't even know that I had this much love to give, but being out of it has made me question, so what do I do with all this love, you know, because I don't want to be in a relationship anymore. And it has made me then become more, you know, interactive with other people, you know. I've honestly seen how in the past year, like, the people around me, it's like I was colorblind, and suddenly I just see so much color in people, you know, in the relationships I have. But my question is what about the people who are not saved? It's important to have people in your circle who are saved, yes, I agree. But what about, you know, the divine appointments of people who have not been saved? Because I come across people and I speak to people, and I'm like, what you're saying to me right now is like a big red flag. If I was very uncompromising, I would have left immediately. But you know, part of the Great Commission is to go out into the world. It's not for the people who are saved. It's for the people who are not saved, you know. We are the ones who need to give those people love. But where do we draw the line between friendship and...
I think I get you. I don't know how to word it. Where do we draw the line between, like, okay, yeah, I don't know how to word it.
Where do we put those people? In what box do they live in? In what pigeonhole do we put people who are not saved, especially for someone who is saved?
I still call them my friends. And I think it's okay and to understand that we don't, like, easily disregard them.
Yeah.
And I won't come up to you and lie and say that this person hasn't played a role in my life. You get what I mean? There are stuff I learned from them still.
Yeah, they still have so much to offer.
They have a lot to offer, and I'm not gonna be like, no, you're whack because you're not saved. You know, it's not really that.
Stay away from me, Satan.
Yeah, stay away from me, Satan. Like, no, not like, I don't deal with no. They have offered so much for me in their lives, and I know I still offer, like, a lot for them. And I just like the fact that they know that they can come to me if they want to know more about God, or if they need someone to pray over them, or stuff like that, that they know the power that is with this. But maybe or maybe but maybe for whatever reason they haven't, for whatever reason they haven't had a conviction of, like, you know,
and
wanting
it'll come,
to be saved. It'll come when it comes. But I think it's important that, I mean, I was reading the Bible one time. I'm like, if Jesus, I understand why they crucified him, bruh.
What?
No, honestly.
What?
Like,
you think he was problematic?
He was problematic, well. And you take a look at his life, ne? And the expectations of someone who says they're Messiah. They're very like, imagine, like, people who probably think Jesus is this holy person who wouldn't hang out with sinners, but he did that, exactly that, with this text what and whatsoever.
Killing people on the Sabbath.
You know, he wasn't very religious like the other people were, and I think that's the important takeaway, that
Sure.
it's more about, like God says, he sees the heart and not always that, like, and I feel like we eventually also just judge people by their actions and not by their intentions or what. And the same way we judge ourselves by intentions but not our actions.
Yeah.
And so it was like that with Jesus. I think he saw the heart more. He hung out with the sinners, and then we come here and be like, but no, man, you're unsaved, you don't know Jesus, like why am I even like trying to be
and maybe
friends
then
with
we should then talk about this in the next episode, about going into the world and interacting with people who are not saved. You know? How do you then navigate that? Because I think that's also very complicated.
And we should also touch on, this is something, and I'm saying this in this episode so that you guys can also anticipate for that. It's something that I'm still navigating, the importance, or rather not necessarily the importance of, like, when people get married to a person who are not saved.
Ooh, that chat.
But that's a chat for one of these coming episodes.
We'll deal with it.
Yeah, for now, we're just going to have to end it here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching us, listening to us from our vacation. We're sorry if maybe the noise in the background was a little bit too distractive for you. But yeah, we're in nature. We're chilling. Husa is then. So see you guys in the next episode, and I hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a great weekend and a great life.
We're going to have an amazing weekend.
Without a doubt.
Bye.
So bye.